Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach. It's been a pretty crazy day. I'm going to a business accountant. I had to get a business accountant for the first time ever because of you fine folks buying my stuff, giving to my GoFundMe. I got to manage all of that. I've been tracking down all the receipts. A week ago, I had a discrepancy of $250,000, and that is a gut check. You're like, oh my gosh, because the IRS, they don't care if you can't account for $250,000. They're perfectly fine with it. They're like, hey, don't worry about it. We understand people lose receipts. We're just gonna charge you as if all of that was income. To which I was like,
Oh, no, no, no.
yeah, I'm not paying income tax and stuff that wasn't income. That was all business funds. So I was driving all over town. I was asking, I was photocopying, I was researching. I got every single receipt. Show me. I should have. Oh gosh, I had this clip already. I should have had the show me the receipts clip already. But anyway, a couple little quick admin notes. First of all, click off this. And go ahead and check out this Walmart. I'm a big fan of all of these guys: Tim Lim, Mark Pellegrini, and Brett Smith. And they're like running out of stuff. So they're doing a limited campaign because they're gonna do it in a couple different ways, but they only have like 135 left, and there's 13 days. So I told him, I said, hey, remind me when you got a couple days left, and I'll promote. I promoted it before, but I'll promote it again. But I was like, they're gonna be out pretty soon. So snooze, you lose. This is what I got so excited about. Honestly, I probably could have done a video on this. Taskmaster will be the main villain of the Black Widow movie. If this automatically plays video, if you do that, you're trash. And you wipe your ass with your thumb. Stole that from Long Beach, Griffey. Black Widow, they want Moonlight star Andre Holland for the part for Taskmaster. For y'all who are just got into comics in the last year and you've just seen Taskmaster be this freaking one-note joke, you don't understand what it's like when that character is written well. Like, he's a villain that's so terrifying and formidable that the other superheroes would not make fun of you if you just ran away. They're like, hey, what happened? You were stopping that bank robbery and now you're just like chilling here. He's like, yeah, I was Taskmaster. Like, we understand. Anyway, so oh my gosh, it's Twitter stuff. Okay. So I used to do a lot of Twitter videos. Now I do less, but they're kind of coming back. I used to do them just because I was a little salty little fellow. And then I dialed back and I said, if I do it, it has to be bigger than just the person saying this and the other person saying that. It has to be indicative of something, symbolic of something. So this one was it was so illustrative of, a certain type of belief system or disbelief system, willful ignorance, Twitter melt brain insanity. Trademark that one. If Cardi B can copyright "occur," I can try, right? Some of the catchphrases. Take that, incel. Yeah, I'll try. So this one again, I want to do this little warning. You're gonna see people's names and their little symbol, their profile pic. Don't contact them. Don't at them. Don't DM them. Don't talk about them with their name misspelled on purpose so they can't find their name. Just respond in your head and just let it go, because these people, they take anything that isn't a compliment or agreement as harassment, and they treat harassment as if it was physical assault, and they respond accordingly. It's crazy. So you got this guy Oliver Willis. I looked at it. He seems to do a lot of politics stuff. It just looked vaguely familiar, but I didn't really know from where. So there's a Justice League versus the Fatal Five official trailer. I should probably come back at the end of the video. I'll come back and we'll look at the trailer. Anyway, so he goes, well, this looks fun. By the way, DC Comics, I like Hal Jordan, but I miss having a Green Lantern book with Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz. Muslim and Latina Green Lantern saving the planet for the win. That's a weird way to describe characters you like. Do people mention Peter Parker being Caucasian and Protestant when you talk about why you like Spider-Man? More Caucasian Protestant superheroes for the win. I don't even think people mention the race of someone when the race is in their name. Most comic fans don't say I like Black Panther because he's black. Because lots of other people are black. Robbie Robertson is black. His son, Robbie Robertson Jr. is black. His grandson, Robbie Robertson Jr. is black. His great-grandson, Robert Robertson Jr. is mixed Filipino, you racists! Stop assuming things. Man cells. So it comes off like, do you like these characters? Or did you just Wikipedia them? Like, diverse DC superheroes. Oh, that's nice. So then they show a really cool picture of Simon Baz. For a while, Hal Jordan was off Earth, and the other Green Lanterns were indisposed. So 2 new Lanterns were chosen for Earth. Simon Baz, who is Muslim. I have a question. You're adding DC Comics, and then you're describing their own characters to them in a way that sounds like you've never read any of their comics. Okay, you just said Muslim right there, and then you just said right there he's Muslim. Okay, so he's Muslim. By the way, tattoos are forbidden by Islam. There's some... Okay. And Jessica Cruz, who is Latina. I especially like Cruz's backstory because she witnessed a murder and had PTSD. Yeah, this is someone who has not read these stories. This is someone who read some, listicle about diverse superheroes. Like, wow, did she ever have a storyline? Well, I guess you did talk about her origin, but this is Wikipedia 101. So this is, again, one of those things. So there's going to be a lot of traits of SJWs. Number one, if they love something, that means they heard of it. And they do things entirely by surface qualities, race, religion, sexuality, gender. And so why does he like Simon Baz? Because he's a Muslim. Why does he like Jessica Cruz? Because she's Latina. So he basically just says, I especially like Cruz's backstory, which I read in Wikipedia, because she witnessed a murder, I'm assuming, and had PTSD, as I've been told, about being out in the world. And on top of it, she had to be a Green Lantern, overcome her self-doubt, and beat the bad guy. Yeah, you've never read any of her stories. This is a Bart Simpson book report. I could read them to you. A little story time? Get you some warm milk, teddy bear, and I'll read you a story. So then some person says, did you know Ethan Van Sciver, a Republican, co-created that character? And then Oliver Wills says, yes, he's also a racist, misogynist, Comicsgate asshole. That escalated quickly. But okay, first of all, I don't think you knew it until you read the Wikipedia. Second of all, you're talking about, hey, that's fine, Hal Jordan, but I'm into diversity, and I'm also into diversity. And they're like, hey, cool. You want to hear some cool diversity? The 1% of comic artists who are Republican made this. He's like, yeah, he's a terrible garbage person. He's canceled. So Ethan Van Sciver responded, I believe, suitably annoyed. It's annoying. By the way, I was thinking something about SJWs. You notice they all stopped saying piss baby at the same time? It was piss baby was very popular in 2018, and they just stopped. Almost as if there was a software update. So basically, Ethan says gay rights now, and then why did they never talk like they talk like characters? So Ethan gets a little salty. He says, bow to Comicsgate and salute me for creating the characters you cherish, Oliver, you human spud. Frog emoji, shrugging Caucasian emoji, half of a rainbow. Why not the whole rainbow, Ethan? You don't get full gay rights with only half a rainbow, Ethan. You incel. So then he responds, you got like, you're a stain on comics. And then Ethan just kind of gets angry at him. He says, yeah, you don't like me because you're an SJW who hates the president, hates Republicans. Mueller's over. Comicsgate is ascendant. You're obsolete. Green Frog, shrugging Caucasian. Half. That's how you get on the wrong side of history, Ethan. Then it gets a little catty. You've gone from working on legit comics to drawing frogs for incels. Hey, remember that software update that made all the NPCs stop saying piss baby? It also made all of them say incels suddenly out of nowhere. You've gone from working on legit comics to drawing frogs for incels and chopping off action figure heads. Winning. Enjoy your life. I don't know why anyone talks like this. Also, this is another weird SJW thing where they purposely pretend not to nothing's ever a joke, nothing's ever a reference, nothing ever has context. Fake emotions. Ethan in a couple of videos has done a bit where he chops up figures because he doesn't like the character, he doesn't like the Star Wars reboot, and like nobody's buying these characters. There are ridiculous like entire landfills full of unsold characters. So in a couple of them, he did a little funny little bit, and they like act like this is how serial killers start. So then this Dr. Science Wizard, who kind of looks like One Punch Man, half-heartedly trying to have a secret identity disguise. He goes, think about that, Ollie. He's drawing frogs and chopping the heads off action figures, and he's making bank. Far from being shameful, that's impressive as F word. Not everyone has the clout to make that sort of thing work for him. By all means. He's dealt with a bunch of crazy stuff. Found an audience. He connects with them on a daily basis. He doesn't talk like some kind of weird character from, I don't know, Snidely Whiplash. You're a stain on comics. Like, imagine saying that out loud. It's not even like a, say that to my face. It's like, say it without laughing or getting embarrassed. Moving down. Okay, so let me see if there's anything more interesting. Okay, blah, 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 something. I always get bored when people talk about Trump. And I think this is like the other part of it. GIFs. I don't like GIFs. Okay, so he just responds. But this is a little weird one I noticed about this type of thing. It just the craziness of it. Now, obviously not to get that political, but they just had the Mueller administration, or not Mueller. What is it called? You can see how much I read the news, like freaking never. Robert Mueller led an investigation to see if there was Russian collusion or interference in the election, and it cost millions and millions and millions of dollars, and plot twist, nothing was found. The problem is, 3 years ago, there was an election, and I don't know, about half the country didn't get the candidates they wanted, and it's very small. Most of the Democrats and liberals and libertarians who voted Democrat, they all just kind of moved on with their life. But there's a certain percentage, and I actually think we can identify it. It's the audience of Late Night with Stephen Colbert, or whatever that show. He actually does okay. He does about 2 million, and they just won't let go. Like, the show's not funny. It's literally nothing but Trump jokes, and like the laziest Trump jokes you ever heard in your life. Jokes that don't even need punchlines, because literally the punchline is Trump, am I right? What was I gonna say? It's just ridiculous, and it's silly. It's embarrassing, and you really got to get past it, because you're just making yourself sick and miserable and unhappy. So stop. Just stop, like, let it go. And I've been on the receiving end of this. They just throw like every single, and they try it all day long. Oh, you're the worst thing, incel, Nazi, white supremacist. Yeah, you ever notice that every bad person to them is every bad thing? Nobody ever says, Ethan Van Sciver, he's a racist and a sexist. But he's startlingly, like progressive on, gay rights. Like they just go down the list. They go down the list because they can't prove any one of them. So let's just throw them at the, throw as many things because it costs them nothing. But again, it's so insane. He pretends to love a character he apparently knows nothing about. When he is told that the creator was someone he had already demonized in his head as this great evil, like he can't marry those two things apart. How could Ethan Van Sciver create a black Muslim superhero? Like their brains just start shooting sparks and they just start talking like Snidely Whiplash. You're a stain on comic. I can't even say it without laughing. It's silly. So, okay. I think I made my point. Now let's go back and see that. I want to see that Fatal 5, whatever it was. I'm not going to say your name because I want to say you're targeted. But I will read you a story if you want to. I will read one of these books. I can't read all the pages because I get a copyright strike. So let's see what's happening here. Oh gosh, do I even really want to finish this? It looks like every other Warner Brothers animated cartoon of the last 20 years. By the way, have you noticed? They just use like the same backgrounds. Like it's this completely generic building and it's every city. It's Gotham City, it's Metropolis, it's Coast City, whatever you call it. I can't get through it. A minute and a half of this.
You alright, son?
I mean, I like Justice League. I like Batman. I like Justice League mainly. Batman the Animated Series is okay. I barely saw the Superman one, and Justice League Unlimited was kind of like, eh.
To the right place, Superman.
So it's just like, okay. I mean, it's actually kind of cool. They're drawn in style from Justice League. I might check it out. But anyway, don't let your brain get melted. That's not what it's for. You should be able to take in new information. The whole point about the brain is you have knowledge, a little bit of instinct, mainly knowledge and memory, and you assume something's one way. You hang out with a very insular crowd. You only talk to people who vote the same as you, everything the same as you. You're in an echo chamber, and you like Simon Bass, or at least you like the idea of him. It doesn't really sound like you know the character at all. And it's also really weird and virtue signally that you would tell DC Comics. But when you take in new information, you should go, maybe I was wrong. It doesn't make sense that someone was a racist and a sexist and homophobic and everything phobic would create Simon Baz, a black Muslim member of the Justice League, who would create Dust, a female Muslim member of the X-Men. You can be wrong. It's not going to destroy your whole world unless your world is very, very, very fragile. Anyway, I'm just going to wrap this one up. I said I was going to do the Chip Zdarsky book. I'm going to do that one tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications. Thanks to everyone giving to the GoFundMe and the Indiegogo. And I will have a new comic review and probably a Marvel before SJW or like an oldie comic tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.